Hey there, Rush fans. This is Mark Benetti alongside you for Rush TV. Well, we're in off-season mode right now, getting ready for our 10th anniversary season, and we had a very special fan favorite stop by before he goes back home for the summer, and that just so happens to be Rush goaltender Adam Morrison. Adam, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome back to Rapid City, as brief as the stay is. I was going to ask you first how your summer was going, but we already know how it went for the most part. You got to play some playoff hockey with the Hershey Bears. What was that experience like in the American Hockey League?
It was great. I didn't play much, but it was nice to be a part of a bit of a playoff run and gather some more experience and most of all just take a look at how I stacked up to the competition up there and get a feel for my timing and where I sort of fit in and I had a tremendous time up there. Hershey was a great organization. I really enjoyed the way they treated us on and off the ice and the day-to-day preparation that was brought in from coaching staff all the way down to the players. So.
Now, you look at that second round series that the Bears lost in 7 games to Providence. How did the whole series take shape from where you were watching?
Well, it was very tight. I mean, that whole division, when I got there, I think we were, the way the playoff format was, it's kind of strange. You have to go off win percentage, but I think we were essentially 4 points from clinching a playoff spot. And it came down to the second last night of the season for us. There was 5 teams who all had above 90 finished with above 94 points or 90 points, and one of those teams has to go home, and the other 4 play on. But it was that division was very tight, and even the first round against Lehigh, it was no walk in the park. Each team had to dig in and fight for what they deserved, and the second round was no different, maybe even a little harder because more's on the line. The series becomes a best of 7 instead of a best of 5, but for the most part it was great. It was a really good experience, a lot of fun to see and see how difficult or what it takes to win in the playoffs.
Now, you're no stranger to Game 7, having been a part of those for the South Carolina Stingrays back in your earlier playing years. Being a part of a Game 7 as a player, as a fan, we all know the excitement that comes from it, but as a player, what's it like?
It's awesome. You know that you've given yourselves an opportunity to win a series, whether you're the team coming from behind or the team that was ahead. It doesn't matter. Everything kind of goes out the window. It's an enjoyable part of playoff hockey, and that's the fun part of competing for a championship.
Let's briefly talk about your time with the Rapid City Rush. You came to the team in November off of a trade with the Reading Royals. You went 16-17-4 in your time in the Black Hills. How do you process the entire season now that you've had a chance to go back and think about what's happened?
Well, I haven't thought about it too much, just because there wasn't much time to decompress before I went straight to Hershey, and but from what I gathered, personally, I was happy with the way that I fought through some adversity and stuck with it. I think ultimately everybody in that locker room still be disappointed that we didn't get the result that we knew we were capable of, and moving forward, you just learn from that. You learn how to deal with the situations and try and put a stop to the bleeding sooner rather than later in the season. And I think everybody grew a lot from this year, and at the end of the day, that's all you can take and move forward.
Well, Adam, thanks so much for visiting with us. Best of luck this offseason getting ready for next year. Folks, that'll do it for this edition of Rush TV. Stay on the lookout for some important announcements coming up on our website and social media platforms as we gear up for our 10-year anniversary.